What's up? How's the Legion of Comic Collectors doing tonight? Well, tonight we got something special, a real collection showcase. I guess we'll tell the story, but of course, me and my buddy Comic Fu here tonight. And really, it all started with Dave. Dave was a man on the mission at the end of last year and into this year. And I would say he definitely inspired me to spend a lot more money than I wanted to. And then that inspiration turned into a bit of a friendly rivalry with us. And it all started with this book up here, which led me and some of the other fanboys into a foil obsession. And then that turned into what tonight is about, a Superman 75
For the
collection.
record, I did start the foil, but I never fell into the obsession like you guys. So just to be fair.
I think Tony, let's take a quick look at the chat. Tony might be the only one still in the obsession. We had Fanboy. This is another community member who's not just collecting Superman 75, but he is going for every print of like all the Death of Superman books. And he has a lot of good DC logos already. We have someone who sort of conspired to get us to this point, but so basically how this stream even came about is I had managed to get one of all four prints of the Superman 75, and I was proud of myself. To be honest, I might have just stopped there, and it just angered Fu. It started a whole meme on the internet, the Pissy Fu meme. Fu got mad that someone else was collecting Superman, and on Fanboys, a show I used to be on when my work schedule was different, we have something called the book show at the end of it. And he went on to show every single Superman 75 I didn't have, which basically led to us setting a hard date, which is today, to get every Superman 70 if we could, to show them live, see who has the most complete collection. But it's not all rivalry. There's a lot of fun. Me and Dave even found out about Superman 75s we didn't know about. We're doing a lot of research. So it was fun.
Now, do I get to at what point do I get to refute any of what's been stated so far?
Go ahead. Feel free. Open mic.
Well, so I think it's funny that you bring the Pissy Fu argument into that, because that was the other instigator behind this with Collect a Lot. It was Squatchy Comics. And the Pissy Fu thing, you say I got angry, but we need to go back and rewatch the tape, because this whole thing has been misconstrued and misrepresented. If you recall, and Tony, you were there, you can back me up on this one. Specifically, when I showed those books in the book show, I wasn't angry. I said, I am here to help. That was my intent all along. I was here to help. I knew you were collecting them. You didn't know about these others. So I was like, here you go, Tim. That's all.
I definitely think that I collect a lot. And Squatchy, who is weirdly absent, they wanted to turn this into something than it really was, which we're just two comic collectors, right? Trying to collect comics. And it is fun because we'll see exactly how far we got in that time frame.
Look at Tony. Traitor. Benedict Arnold.
You're going to stick up for him after what him and Squatchy did to you.
Oh, he doesn't recall any anger. I'm sorry. I take it back. Oh, he was agreeing with me.
There we go. There's the other conspirator who is supposed to be part of this stream, but got so upset over the set rules we had originally set that he took himself off the stream. He was going to be the referee and all of that here.
Well, so I don't know about all that either. So part of the problem was the rules were not established, right?
We never put in direct if I had the chat to pull up, you could even see where the miscommunication came in. Because when I first agreed, I thought
Hey, Tim,
trivia was
I'm going
a
to help.
definitive.
I'm going to
part.
help.
You're
Look
gonna
down below. I brought the chat up for you. It's right there. It's right there, Tim.
I can't even read this.
I'll read it.
All right.
Tim says, so I want you guys to follow along as we're trying to figure out the rules for this, okay? The first thing Tim says is he puts a poll up on, I think, Instagram or something, and he says, we'll let the chat decide. What? So you can see right away, I said, I'm out. I know that game. Squatchy thankfully backed me up. He said, yes, Fu will lose in a second.
I even suggested, I can't see what's being put up. I suggested we take pictures anonymously of the collection we had right then, and then have a third party unrelated to us, like, Super Russ or something. Say which one of these Superman collections do you think
we did
wins?
figure some of it out.
Yeah.
You said, Tim, Squatchy decides which way gives a better chance. And I said, first to submit a complete collection to Squatchy wins. And you said, ugh, I got the one I don't know about coming from Mexico. At which point I said, no Mexico. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At that point, Squatchy says there should be a point system. Each book is a point. Then trivia at the end, 75 trivia. Okay, so we're starting to get to the rules here. And I'm going somewhere with this because I'm going to let everybody know right now. This man right here, I can't point.
The Fruit Trooper?
No. Tim, why can't I point at him? It's not working. I don't know. Anyway, Tim, you changed the rules so many times. How is anybody supposed to have a bet when they don't know where the goalpost is?
From when the trivia was brought in, I said, okay, points for books, trivia, I'm down with that. And I never said nothing. I threw ideas out there, but we never agreed on anything extra.
Okay. So
I got mad when Squatchy didn't want to do trivia.
We agreed to. So you see, I'm no poll. Tim was trying to play games. Squatchy says he's just here to keep both of us playing fair. So we agree that Squatchy's the referee, right? Squatchy says we'll have a countdown. Tim agrees. Squatchy is an impartial judge. It's right there.
I agreed way back then.
So Tim, Squatchy was trying to get us to bring all of our stuff. And I'm like, yeah. Tim said no. So Tim says, on Fanboys, you only talked about 75. So I said, fine, 75. Squatchy says, we need an agreement. I said, I agree to 75. At which point, all right, this is all leading up to one thing. A comment from Tim. Here we go. Each regular issue is 1 point. Polybagged are 2 points. Foil are 3 points. Platinum's 25 points. I see what you were doing there. Mm-hmm. And 1 point for each trivia question.
Sort of how the whole argument stem was Dave believed he had a complete collection at the time minus a platinum. And I had the platinum. It's like the Holy Grail. So it was an argument over which collection was better. Hence the joke of platinum 25 points there. Which I will say that was a joke post, but if that would have been the rules, I would be okay with it.
All right. Well, all I'm trying to clarify is that even right now, I don't know what the rules are. That's all I'm saying.
I told you when Squatchy unceremoniously rage quit that you can make the rules.
I can make the rules.
Whatever you decide.
See, these guys were in cahoots the whole time. I didn't know this at the time, but you guys knew because you all saw the stream earlier this week. They were in a side chat in cahoots. And apparently, Squatchy, the reason he's not here is because Tim forced Squatchy out as the referee so that he could fully
Yeah.
manipulate this entire thing.
Yeah. This other chat to glitter you that happened Wednesday, I was thrown out of for dissension. Lasso was thrown out of. What was it? Was it Vantage? Vantage was thrown out of. Anyone that would question Squatchy. Like at one point, I even asked a simple question of, how did all this come about? Like, is it, Dave's anniversary on YouTube? And Squatchy's like, UMFer, you've been here from the beginning. When I was added in, like the chat was already going. I was just like, how did this start? He's like, Fuminati. Like, I'm just asking a question. Like, what was the point of this glittering? Like, where did this start? Yeah. Look at this guy. The Gary chat.
So Collect-A-Lot's confirming that Gary was involved. Okay.
So we could go with the rules you want, Dave. We could go with a point per book. We could do whatever you want to do. Who has the most complete collection at this point?
I guess we'll just have to see at the end,
Okay.
how we're all feeling about it, because that's how we've gone so far.
So we're going to start showing books here in a second. We're going to go in my best ability of order of release.
Okay.
So starting, but real quick, I didn't come fully dressed for the show. Just 1 second before we start showing books.
Okay. And for the chat, I am mostly kidding. He was a total brat about the rules, but this was a lot of fun. We had a heck of a lot of fun doing this. And I'm actually really excited we're doing this stream. I've got 3 short boxes of Death of Superman. If Tim gives me the time, I'm going to show you guys everything. So we're going to get a major Death of Superman showing here. And we're going to put together some giveaways tonight as well. If we've got time. If we run out of time for any reason, we'll schedule a follow-up and we'll do the giveaways then.
Okay. So starting off, I'll show and then Dave will show. We'll start off with the most common, the first print, yellow letters, no barcode. This is the first print, direct edition. Doubles don't count. When we were doing the point system, I just happened to have 2.
See, this is why the chat doesn't get to decide.
And did you show it? I'm sorry.
Oh, am I going?
Yeah, we're going to show a book at a time.
Oh,
like throwing punches in a boxing ring.
Okay, well, see, he had the benefit. He did it again. You see this? He had the benefit of knowing the order ahead of time, and I didn't. So now I got to go hunting through them.
I did say this once, but it's not a big deal. I'm sorry.
Okay,
we didn't have a lot of prep time backstage.
You showed the direct first print?
Yeah, the direct first print.
Let me see if I can.
Yep, we can see. I'm gonna try to go just in order of release all the way through to the new 75.
Did you show newsstand or just the direct?
Just that. We'll go one at a time.
Okay.
All right. So next, like Dave said, first print newsstand, you'll see the barcode.
I see
yellow letters.
I see your newsstand.
All right. So I couldn't find out exactly where these books are. We're gonna switch over to the poly next.
Oh. Okay.
I believe in my CLZ, at least, this is listed as a second print, the book that's inside of here. But I just figured we'll put it at the end of the first print because I'm not for sure if it's...
No, it's the deluxe first.
And then this is what it looks like.
In fact, we could probably check this inside right now. It should say first print.
All right. Do you want to save the big polys for last or do it here with the first print?
Tim, this is your show.
I wasn't sure where these would fit. I would assume they're first print. So we have the big boys.
Oh, we're going platinum? Okay. Hey, Tim. Hey, everyone. Foo's got platinum.
All right. So a lot of people may not know at one point, because we weren't giving up to each other what we have, don't have. And I'm like, Dave, I'm going to be happy for if you have it. Like, did you get it? Because honestly, if this whole thing got Dave to finally get a platinum, it was worth it because now we're both in the Platinum Club. In my opinion, the coolest book that exists. Yeah. Dave has a second platinum.
Because, you know, as Fanboy Prime said, you can't have one platinum poly and not have one out of the poly. Check that out. We got the.
That is awesome. So seeing Dave did this, I had been considering doing this for a while because I'd like to have something to display with the gold. So I too went and got a Open 75.
Now, keep in mind,
Or
remember my
platinum, I should say.
screenshots, the agreement that we submit our books to Squatchy as we get them, right? Squatchy, you can confirm I submitted all of my books with a date stamp.
Oh, Squatchy. Once you quit, all your rules went out. Nobody forced you to leave.
You see that? All the rules go out when Squatchy quits and Foo gets screwed. All right.
No,
I see how
well,
it is.
the day Squatchy quit, I told you, you make the rules, Squatchy's out. That's what I said. All right, so we're past the big boy books now, but that don't mean it gets easier. We have the white letter second print direct,
Got the Roman numerals up there.
and then we have the white letter.
All right. Now this one, Tim, I was being a little bit of a jerk. Oops. Because I knew the secret to this book and I didn't think you did.
Yeah.
And I was like, unless he goes back and watches my video, he's probably not going to realize that the second print newsstand is actually a direct with a
We see
barcode sticker on top of it.
you did help me with that. I didn't remember right off the bat. I came across this one on eBay at a good price. I think it was like 25 bucks. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, is that a sticker? So I'm messaging Foo and some of my other friends. And then I'm like, wait a minute. I remember Foo talking about a sticker. And then Dave's like, yeah, it has a sticker on it. Well, as soon as he told me that, I went ahead and got it.
Well, because, you know, I'm not that much of a jerk. I'm not going to let you waste your money on something, or if there's something is rare out there, like I'm not going to let you miss out on it, right? Knowing that you wanted it. I wouldn't buy it myself, for instance, and like hide it from you.
So up next with the blue letters, direct third print. This was a real tough book for me. This was the last one of the original 90s series books I was able to track down. Blue with the newsstand. And then there's, this actually came from Dave. He gave me this. So what is it, like the greenish letters? Fourth print. And for those watching that don't know, right above the Superman there, you can see Roman numerals too, if you want to know the prints. And then...
But if we had an impartial judge here, I think he would agree that may qualify as an asterisk.
What?
The one I gave you.
Oh. And then we have newsstand fourth print.
Yes.
So then I believe next in order of release, we jump all the way to 2000.
This is where Tim's going to
be the Superman Millennium. Now, I talked about us learning about stuff that didn't exist. My CLZ was showing this had a newsstand. And if you could see on the barcode, it says direct on the barcode. Well, I happened to luck upon an Instagram seller that goes by the name, I believe, VinCrew 2000.
I had no idea this book existed.
And you can see the barcode. It does not say direct. CLZ did not have a picture of this, but listed it. The Millennium Newsstand.
So what does this guy do? He sends me a picture of it. He messages me and says, this guy is selling this on Instagram. I'm pretty sure it's a newsstand. I messaged him and he says, no, it's a direct.
Yeah.
And I look at it and I'm like, Tim, it is so clearly a newsstand. Why are you showing me this? Buy the book now before I do something really evil.
You see, I've talked to this guy since, and this is a great seller, the Vin Crew. But at the time, the only communication we had was, no, this ain't a newsstand. Dave's telling me it's a newsstand. I'm thinking, because this was $5, I'm thinking this guy didn't realize what he put up. He's going to back out of the deal. What it was, he waited till he got off work, went home, and started comparing this, because he had a bunch of Millenniums up for sale. And he's like, yeah, this is a newsstand. So
does he have any more?
No, not of this one. He did say he had because I told him I needed that third print, and the next day he put one up for sale. I'm like, did you do that because I said something? He's like, no, a month or two ago I was in a shop in Florida, found 6 of them sitting together in a dollar bin. He's like, I was going to be putting that one up anyway, and I just let you be surprised.
So I do not have that book. This apparently is one that I now need. So if anybody comes across one, I would love for you to
for anyone watching, I want to throw this out there. Let us know, preferably me first, but tell both of us. Looking online, a lot of these Millenniums have all chromium covers. I looked
everywhere. Yeah, I find no evidence.
I saw one guy that had a whole bunch of Millenniums for sale. You know how you could click into eBay and it'll show what they have, and it had that listed. Well, then that seller disappeared. I believe he sold his last lot. But other than that, I have no proof it exists. But my thought is, if all these other ones have a chromium, why wouldn't the Superman 75? So if anyone knows, if you see it, let us know. We are looking for it. All right. So you said that doesn't exist. This doesn't count. This, I believe, is the next one in a line.
What's
so
that?
I'm up one book.
What doesn't count?
This is the 25th anniversary Lamolcon, and it's listed as a green variant. And for those who want to see, just so I can prove I ain't showing you another open original 75. And another way to tell is that it has 2017 on the bottom there, because that was the 25th anniversary.
So, Tim, show the picture I'm sharing.
Nope.
This is what's currently pending on my eBay list. Mine has been held up in customs forever now.
I want to point something out to the chat. I just want to point this out to the chat, since we're pointing out every little comment I've made. Dave said these don't count, but ordered his before mine, and I guarantee it would count if his got here. So technically, I'm one book ahead.
There is something else that wouldn't have counted, but I don't know if you know about this one, Tim. See that other book under it?
This?
The silver?
I know what that is, but you know why that wouldn't matter for our bet?
It wouldn't matter, I know.
Yeah, it's not a Superman 75, which is why I'm going to get that.
It's the 30th anniversary Mexican
it's the
foil variant.
The silver one of this, but it's slightly different.
Yeah.
Actually, I could put up a regular silver for those in the chat. If you can see the picture, there's some gold lettering, I think, up here or down here on the front of that one.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the back will be different. It will be in Spanish, just like the Lamolcon.
Yep.
But remember Dave showing this here? Because we're going to get to a book that I got screwed on by a seller as well, coming up soon.
The one other thing I wanted to show, I really wanted to have this for tonight. The seller took over a week to ship it, but there is a 2020 San Diego Comic-Con Cyborg Superman Funko Pop that on the way. It is so cool. But the other ones, there are a few trades I have also got on.
I was about to say these are the trades.
Yeah, we'll talk about them in a bit.
All right, so let's keep rolling. Up next would be the newer newish Dollar Comics variant. And then we get up to the last releases for Superman 75. That would be the 30th anniversary. And then Dave turned me onto this, and a tip Dave always points out. I couldn't find this on eBay. I couldn't find a clue of it. Well, what's a tip Dave always gets? If anyone in the chat watches Dave's videos, when you see an exclusive, go to the site it was originally from, and it was there for $30. There's only 200 of these. This is the Dynamic Forces variant signed with COA by Dan Jurgens. 200 exist. I got 18, which is actually one of my favorite numbers. What number did you pull, Dave?
101. So clearly they didn't go in order.
All right. So then after that, we have the Ace Comics polybagged. I didn't even realize it was polybagged till I got it.
Is yours in the poly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we showing proof of poly?
I'll take your word for it. Mine's in
Just
poly.
so you guys
too.
could see
Oh,
how it's sticking up.
Make me open it.
And then here's where Dave is going to tie me. I had a seller
Haha, Jedi.
take over a week to ship, and I'm like, can we ship this or refund me? And he refunded me. So I was unable to get this next book. Proof of poly, that's right.
All right, so the next book is the Virgin variant, Ace Comic Con. Now, I was skeptical. Was this actually a Superman 75? Because it's got like the Rebirth logo, right?
Yeah.
Well, this is not in a poly. So we can go ahead and prove it to ourselves once and for all. Such a bizarre cover for a Superman 75, The Death of Superman. But
I think what else is bizarre? I think Ace is a
The Death of Superman.
Ace is a comic distributor, like where you would pre-order your books instead of going to a shop for the UK, I believe. Because I was trying to find that book on their site. That's what they are. They're a comic pre-order service in the United Kingdom. They got their own Superman 75 variant.
Now, Tim, this ties us, I think, right?
Technically, yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
Still
But
technically a book ahead, but
Well, I'm not submitting this, though.
why is that?
Because I want to submit this one still in the poly.
Ah. There we go.
What's that do to your point system, Tim?
It's technically the same book. Just the one in the poly would be less points if that's all you had.
Polys are 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not 2 different books, though.
I understand that. I'm just saying, what's that do to your point system? Was your Millennium polyed?
No, but it's foil, which is 3 points.
Is that a foil? No, come
on Fanboys. You said, look, Tim, foil. So by that point system you wanted to keep, I would win by a point if we all have the remaining books.
Well, but since I'm such a nice guy, Tim, I got one for each of us.
That is one thing about Dave. You'll try to trash talk him going into an event like this, and then he's like, "Oh, the seller backed out on you. I got you," and you're like, "How can I be mad at?" Not even mad. Like I can't even. If you notice, I pretty much stopped trash talking after that. Like, how am I going to trash talk him now? He's going to complete my collection for me when it's all over. So we got one more.
So you want to know the
book.
truth about that, though?
What?
There was only 3 of them on eBay. Okay, 2 of them were slabbed.
Yeah,
I
crazy
don't want a
expensive.
slab. right? And I knew you weren't going to get a slab. I was pretty sure. I was stunned
Yeah.
when you did, because had I thought for
No,
for a
it,
moment that you were going to get a slab, I
it
would have told you
wasn't a
stop.
slab. I
It
forget
wasn't.
how I put the wording in. Like I was looking at the same time as you to see those two slabs in the multiple, right?
Yeah.
I put in a different wording, and there was a guy that had a picture of that poly bag, the white 500, and the regular poly bag.
Oh, okay.
And like when I was waiting, he canceled the order. He had
Oh,
another set up for sale and put the reason for canceling of low, like he didn't have it basically, low
okay.
inventory.
Right.
So
Okay. Well, so the third one that was there, he was selling 3 copies. There was
yeah,
nothing I could do. So
yeah,
I was like, all right, I'll buy this and I'll just send Tim his. I'm like, because I know he's not going to buy the slab. So then the guy contacted me. He tried canceling my order too. But the
really.
reason was because when he got it, he says one of them wasn't in a poly. And I said,
Oh
I
yeah,
don't care. That's even better. I'd actually like to see what's inside, right?
yeah.
And I only need 2 in a poly, one for me, one for you. I'm like, this is actually perfect. Yes. And then he sent me $5 back anyway. I was like, okay. I was like,
All right.
but yeah,
Up
keep going.
next, I'm only trying to keep it moving because Dave has some stuff to show after the competition.
Sure.
Up next, we have the Virgin 1 in 25, 1 in 50. I forget the ratio.
1 in 50, I believe.
1 in 50. The
Now,
Dan
this is a
Jurgens.
foil. And when Tim was going crazy on the foils, I pointed this out to you. I was like, there's
Well,
another. And Tim goes, I don't
well,
want that.
you
And
know
I'm
why?
like,
The
okay.
cheapest I was seeing this was like $100.
Oh, really?
For those in the know, you know how I wound up getting this? I paid $22 for it. You know how?
Huh.
I just searched Superman 75 on my comic shop.
Yeah.
$22.
There you
And when
go.
I saw that, I started researching to make sure there wasn't like a non-foil one. Like, why is this only $22 when it's 100 everywhere
Yeah.
else?
Nope, just the foil.
So now we're on. There's 3 books left in the Superman 75 collection, and they're bigger books. In order, we have
3?
the red.
3?
Yep. If you're
Oh,
thinking
yeah,
about
yeah, yeah,
these,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
if you're thinking about these foils, the others are the death of Superman 30th anniversary, not the 75 special.
Right, right. No, I just realized I
So,
forgot to pull a book.
so this, while Dave grabs that, I'll explain. This was a big time collectibles exclusive. I believe it is a 1,000 print run. The one you see behind me here, this is actually the Death of Superman 30th anniversary, the thick book. So that's not part of this competition. But the first one, the special edition 75 got is this, the red.
Yep, we got the red.
All right. The next one's pretty cool. And this, honestly, this and the gold are what really motivated me to jump into the foil, because when Dave explained this, it's pretty cool. This is the pink. And the only way you could get this at the time is if you had 200 loyalty points, which basically means you spent $200 on big time collectibles site. So for people like me and Dave, that meant we're going to have to try to go through flippers who consider this $200 purchase and they want money. So this was tougher to get. I didn't pay 200.
You could actually at the time also buy this with cash
Oh, could you?
at
Oh, I
Big
didn't
Time
know that.
Collectibles.
Okay.
You were gonna pay for it
And
as
then
opposed to free.
the last one, and this was the one me and Dave actually bought together,
Yeah.
rushing to the side as it dropped, the blue.
I forgot about this one because I hadn't put it's in my box to still organize.
I had to go through my CLZ just to double check, because CLZ for some reason lists this as a Superman 75 and a Superman 30th. So I had to pull this out and look at the back, because I didn't
You
know
can
which was
tell
which.
because the anniversaries are square bound.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
an easy way to spot the difference.
Yeah. So unless Dave has a surprise That's everyone who watched tonight. You have seen every variant known of Superman 75.
I think that's a tie.
I'll consider it a tie for two reasons. The one true book we're both missing, you have coming and I have coming from you.
No,
But
I am missing.
You'll
the
be
Millennium
missing
Newsstand.
the Millennium Newsstand.
Yeah.
So, not that we're going to take the chat as word, but
Well,
if you
can we
want
at
to
least take
vote,
the referee's word?
the referee who's had it against me since the OG days of Mystery Men.
Well, I mean the referee that you said was an impartial judge.
So we'll say a tie, but at time of shooting, I had one book up on Dave. So
Yeah, dude, that Millennium Newsstand kicked my butt. I wasn't prepared for that one.
I
And I
can't believe
didn't
I
think you were
found
going to
it.
get the second newsstand.
What else is crazy for those in the chat? When this happened, I was even telling Dave I might not be able to do the show because I found charges, like someone had hacked my debit card. So I'm not going to have a debit card for maybe a week. Who knows, right? The seller, I found the last books I needed. Go ahead. Including the Millennium Newsstand and the third print, was a claim sale guy on Instagram who you could pay with PayPal. So that worked out really great for me. This guy has, on every post I've made, has been super pro me, and now he's impartial. Educational. By your very words, Squatchy, the first to have a complete collection, well, technically, neither one of us have a complete collection. We're both missing a book at the moment. But we came pretty close, and it's pretty cool because, Dave thought he was complete minus the platinums when all this started, and we found out about more books with this rivalry. While he's gone, I'm going to take this off because it is extremely hot. But if you want to stick around, Dave is going to talk about a giveaway that he has. And he is going to show, because Dave has went all out with Death of Superman. And he's going to show a bunch of his Death of Superman stuff. So Dave, I don't know if you want to talk about that giveaway or you want to go right into your Death collection.
Let's go through the collection, because if you could see my room, it's just a bomb hit it. Like, there's stuff everywhere. So I took the time to get everything out. I'm going to show it. But we will get to the giveaway. So
I might show some Death stuff as you show it. I do have this stack. Like, I did research. I thought this was a polybagged Superman 75, like the new one.
It is.
No, this is the 30th.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, I had this in my pile for tonight thinking it was a 75.
No, feel the side of it. It's square bound.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get to that. So we're gonna get to the whole collection. But let's get to the 30th anniversary and what kicked all this off. Give me 1 second because I am out of room here. Man, I thought I was prepared and I'm not. Give me a second.
Try to make Dave big. Now, Dave, I don't think I'll ever go trying to collect every print and newsstand of all the Death. I mean, that's quite a thing to do. But Dave, he's been going all out on all of that stuff, as we'll see here in a second.
Okay, sorry. It's just not easy to do this with Okay. So where are they? There we go. Ugh. It is a big collection. All right. Sorry. All right. So the 30th anniversary, the death of Superman. I'm sure they're laughing at me. That was what, last year, Tim?
Yeah,
It was last year.
it was.
So
I think around Halloweenish, something like that. It started.
yeah, about then.
Yeah.
I hit. Well, you know, Tim, you were there when the night I got my Green Lantern. You and Tony joined me on the stream, right? And I
Yeah.
think you even asked me that night, or maybe right after. You said, "What are you gonna do now?" Because I got the last Green Lantern book I needed, right?
Yeah.
And it told, like, I didn't realize it at the time, but it sent me into like a weird state because I didn't know what to do then, and so I kind of was searching, like, where should I go? Because I was all over the map with my collection. And that's when I thought, well, the book that I love more than anything else is Superman 75, right? So I thought, well, I'll go. I knew that there was the multiple printings. So that's what started it, right? To get it the direct in the newsstand. That was all I knew at the time. I got those and a few months went by, if you recall. And then the 30th anniversary came out. And that just like blew me away. It was because I had already just started to dip my toe into the water, right? And when this happened, I went nuts.
Yeah.
So
There's a good chunk if you go to Dave's channel and look at
there's a
his
playlist.
haul videos, his comic finds, you'll see like a cluster of just Superman pickup videos that I, as you could tell, thoroughly enjoyed because it set me down that path too.
Yeah, there's a playlist where you can go see them all. But so that was the 30th anniversary in the Poly. And as Tim and I have shown, we like to actually see what's in the Poly as well. So this is what was in the Poly. It's kind of a bronze color. And so these 30th anniversaries, these are, it's a collection of 4 additional stories around the time of Death of Superman. Okay. So here is the Dan Jurgens print. I think I have that right. If I get anything wrong here, forgive me. I'm going off the top of my head. But they came out with many printings of this, or sorry, covers. So this is the Doomsday cover, which is just awesome. And Tim, I believe you have all of these too, right?
No, I haven't went down. I have the one I bought and the ones you sent me way back when.
Oh, okay.
I have the cover A, the
That's a nice
foil.
one. Yeah.
You sent me that one, and I have the homage to the poster you got with the Superman 75.
Yep. So there's another one here. I'll go through these a little quicker. But yeah, here's the one Tim just showed. This is kind of a cool Doomsday one.
Yeah.
I like that one. This is a nice one. It's not foil, but it is die cut.
Oh,
so that Superman is behind. It's actually on the first page, and the S is die cut out.
I did get that, and I got it slab. Like, I come across an auction nobody bid on. I think I got it for like $20. I didn't think to pull it out because it wasn't a 75.
Yeah. This is the foil Tim was showing of Doomsday.
I believe that's what that looks like if you open the die cut.
Oh, really?
It's just not foil or whatever on the inside.
Just look at that. It's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that. Nice. Yeah. I mean, especially because they're square bound, I have never opened any of mine. They just went straight into the bag and board. I read it, all the stories, of course, and they were good. I thoroughly enjoyed them. There's the sketch cover for Doomsday.
Well, there's one of them. It's Dan Jurgens and the exact same artist, like Brett Breeding or something, that did those issues.
Yep.
So it's literally like reading a story from back then.
I know. Then they had. Wait, am I wrong? Hold on. I don't even remember which is which anymore. Is this the second print, Tim? I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had it out of order. So this must be the other foil.
Okay.
That's the foil of the A, I guess. So yeah, so then they came out with a second print. I mean, all those variants, and they come out with a second print, right?
Which is good. That means it got people buying.
Yeah. And with the second print, there was also, I believe this was a 1 in 25 ratio.
Wow. It reminds me of the new 52. They do a bunch of those like black and white ones.
Yep. And then as Tim showed, gold
Yep.
and the silver. And this is the one, this silver here is the Mexican one that I have coming. Believe it or not, I may have ordered it before you, Tim. I paid for the extra, the fast shipping too. And yours still showed up and mine didn't. So whatever. I actually thought it would have been cool to show them, but whatever.
So while Dave's showing his, I won't talk, but I'll show some of the other foils.
Yeah, go for it.
Because we have these first two are Bizarro.
Oh yeah, I kind of regret not getting that.
This is Superman Lost.
I don't like that one.
And then the Superman, the John Kent new book, because he's got the electric powers again. They did a red and blue.
See, this is where Tim and Tony really went down the rabbit hole, and this is where I put the brakes on.
These last two I think you have, so I'll show them when you do.
Which two? I think I just showed mine.
I thought you got, didn't you get the new platinum?
Oh,
This
I
is
do.
Super, I guess this technically, this
It's
isn't
back
even a death.
somewhere. Yeah, that's
This
not a
isn't
death.
a death book. It's Superman 1.
Yeah.
Which I believe
And then you're going to show the
one.
other blue cover, right?
Yeah, Superman 1. Yep.
So,
They
yep.
quit doing foils for special books, and now it's like Nightwing 107 gets a foil.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, I do have both of those. Both of those, I thought, okay, it's not Death of Superman, but they were nice. One other thing I did get, I got this signed card by Dan Jurgens
Oh,
for
nice.
the 30th anniversary. So that's my actually, that is not all of my 30th anniversary. I also have, hold on. Okay, so with that, with the 30th anniversary, and hopefully for anybody collecting Death of Superman, this is like, will be helpful. That was kind of the point of this, beyond just the friendly wager. They also came out with a hardback for the Death of Superman 30th anniversary. Now this is the regular one, and they do come sealed. You can see I've never opened mine.
This was such a weird thing for you to collect, because I've joked with you for years, because for those that don't know, one of Dave's original purposes for coming on YouTube was to document his Green Lantern collection. And I've always joked with Dave, why don't you collect Green Lantern trades? And then like out of the blue, Dave's like collecting all of these Death of Superman trades, and it's just like, man, that seemed caught me off guard out of nowhere.
So Tim, you made a comment the other day that like you don't really collect the variants too much or the exclusives, right? And I'm like, yeah, I don't either, which is going to sound really weird to everyone if they've been watching my channel lately, because it's all I've been collecting, right? But if you notice, there's only two categories. It's Death of Superman and Green Lantern are the only two that I'm going after variants and stuff, because that's the stuff I love the most. And basically what happened was I completed both collections and I wasn't ready to be done. So in that way, it's allowed me to continue. And Death of Superman's even smaller than Green Lantern, right? So yeah, you got to go with the trades.
You've been going hard. I haven't witnessed it firsthand, going hard with the Green Lantern variants.
Yep. So this is the deluxe, I believe it's called. This is or maybe this is called the direct. I don't remember, but this is the same thing as the one I just showed. The only difference is this was sold in comic shops only. So you had to get this from a comic shop. And most people probably think those were the only two trades. And this is hardback as well. Both of these were hardback. There is another. Again, just the 30th anniversary we're talking about. There is a softback version with a special Dan Jurgens cover. I'm sorry, not Dan Jurgens. Ivan Reis. Ivan Reis, yeah. And it is gorgeous. So, how do you get this? This was a special bonus, I guess, that you could only get if you bought or if you subscribed to the 1 year subscription of DC. Was it Infinite? What do they call it now? They've changed the name so many times, but their online comic reading service, right? And so I think I was doing like the month to month sometimes. I was on and off, and I thought, I'll get the 1 year subscription. And yeah, they sent this as the bonus. So very cool. This is exclusive to DC. Okay. So you want to move on to the trades?
Yeah, I'm interested to see where you're at with them.
Actually, before I get to the trades, I got something really interesting. So, of course, there's Superman 75, but some things did come out before Superman 75, Tim. Not all that I'm going to show right now did, but I believe some of them did. But there was a lot of promotion around this event, right? I mean, obviously it was on the news, but DC as well as others, there was a lot going on at this time, and I've tried my best to get as many of them as possible. This next one, big thank you to Crazy Ivan. He's the one that kind of alerted me to this, but this is the National Whisper newspaper. And actually, I'm not going to open it up now. I think I opened it up. No, I'll open it up. Whatever. Have you seen this before, Tim?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I might be getting it confused with the little newspaper you get in the 75.
And is this the same? It might be. I don't remember. Is this the one that comes in there?
No, I think it's a Daily Planet in here.
Yeah, this might be different. And then inside here, Tim. Yeah, this would not be with the 75, I think.
No, there's just like a picture of a page from the Daily Planet.
Yep. So that was kind of cool, I thought. And there's actually a ton of them on eBay. You can get them for like $5. Okay. There's that. And then there's DC Direct Currents. Their little magazine, right? Number 58 was The Death of Superman.
I actually did, talking about the Vincrew seller, he had that too.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
Very nice. Keep that in mind, Collect-a-Lot. I also have here, still sealed in the poly with the trading card, we've got the Wizard magazine.
Oh, nice. I have that somewhere, but it's not sealed. I got it out of a dollar bin way back when.
All right. From May 1993, we've got DC's News Time. The Life and Death of Man of Steel. And this is the newsstand.
Oh. You got the direct
Dude, you're going to want this though, Tim, when you see what's on the direct here.
What's on it?
It's actually upside down, so you got to flip it around. Is that coming out?
Oh, Clark Kent. That's awesome.
344 Clinton Ave, Metropolis, and then it kind of like scribbles out the state, keeping it kind of a mystery. But yeah, I thought that was cool.
For those of you, I know there's a lot of people in the chat that are about the same age as me and Fu, but for you young ones out there, like this was everywhere. Like these magazines he's showing, if you went to the supermarket with your parents, it was Death of Superman everywhere. It was on TV, the news. It was like a huge. There's never been a comic event, not the MCU, nothing that's been talked about as much as the Death of Superman was. It was
Nothing bigger.
the biggest event that ever happened in comics. And just seeing this is like bringing back memories of all that happening.
Yep. Do you remember the old Comics Value Monthly magazine?
I don't think so. Oh, okay. Not necessarily that one, but like all those old Beckett type magazines.
Mm-hmm. This is one of the ones you would get. Now, Tim, what's that?
Newsstand.
For those that are interested, the newsstands have this sticker directly on the cover. That's normal. Okay. Non-newsstand.
See, this is why I've never gotten into newsstand and direct type stuff, because man, it just keeps going.
That's all right, crazy. You ready for this? Still sealed in the poly, which I cannot believe it's still in the poly. With the trading card, Advance Comics.
Oh, wow.
And it's got the Silver Surfer trading card in there still.
Is that sort of like an old previews type thing?
No, not exactly. It's similar, but if you wanted the previews, that would be this. And foil, Tim, foil.
We didn't plan this out ahead of time. That was just good timing right there. That's awesome.
So those are just some of the. I don't even know how to qualify that part of the collection. I just found these. This was some of the stuff I had most fun collecting. Was these like peripheral stuff.
It like back in the day, you would see, like, if you went to flea markets or antique malls, you would see people that would collect magazines like that of, like, I don't know, a Beatle or an actor. You know what I mean? You'd walk into a booth and it'd be like Every Time magazine, you know, Kennedy or Monroe was on or something, and like TV Guide with them on it. And
yeah,
that's cool. The way people used to collect back in the day.
So I see we're almost an hour in, Tim. How long do you have?
We go a little longer. We're good.
Okay. I mean, I got a lot, but so we probably won't get to everything, but I'll keep switching up between books and other stuff, trying to make it interesting for everybody.
Now, Squatchy. Quitters don't get a say.
Okay, so as Tim mentioned, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I went crazy with the trade paperbacks. So actually, I do think I know why, because this is how I read the original story. I did not read the floppies. I did read the trade. It was one of the very few trades I owned as a kid. And I always thought that I had the first print. And when I went looking through it the one time, I thought, well, fifth print. I'm like, fifth print? They've had that many printings? I was like, well, I got to get the first print, right? And if I get the first, I might as well get second, third, and fourth. Complete it, right? So I'm thinking at the time. So I went out and I got the first print. Okay, first print. Direct. As I started down this rabbit hole, I realized, nope, they got newsstands too.
From a guy that don't collect trades.
Yeah. Okay, so first print direct and first print newsstand. Oh, wait, we're not done. Because did you know that you could also get the first print in a collector's bundle? This one is still sealed in the poly with the bundle. And as you can see, it comes with the Action Comics reprint. So for those of you that have one of those old Action Comics reprints, look at the date. If it's from the early 90s, it actually probably came out. It came from this pack here. Okay. Tim, I believe you have this one. I think so, because I know I've told you about this because I was harassing you about it. Because, you know, Tim loves platinum more than anything else. And there is a friggin' platinum for the trade paperback. Look at that. Platinum edition.
Yeah,
And
now
it's got,
that is cool.
it's like a half foil. It's not foil, but it's like the stuff when you scratch off a lottery ticket. It kind of looks like that.
Oh, Squatchy's crying, so I'm pointing out that by the rules we set, I would win by foil, and if not, we tied and didn't have trivia because the guy that was supposed to do trivia had a rage quit fit. If only Squatchy was here, like originally planned with trivia, we could have had a deciding winner tonight.
You know, I just
Squatchy
feel like
kept
my
to his
friends
commitment.
and the entire community have failed me, have let me down in all of this. You know, but whatever. Let's
Could have
keep
been
going.
glitter tonight, Squatch, but you quit.
Okay, so here I finally got through the first prints, right? This is the second print now. Okay.
Holy moly. It's like the first print in the book. You get a poly bag of platinum, all this.
All right. But then, of course, there's a second print newsstand. Thankfully, that's where the newsstands end.
That's what we
Because
thought
here,
about the Millennium, too.
print, this is the third print. I don't have a fourth print. I have never seen one, ever.
It's so weird that would be... You'd think like the later printings would be the harder ones. Like, would it go to like 16 or 17?
If you find one and you have it in your heart to part with it, and I would be happy to buy it from you if anyone watching. But yes.
Wait, didn't you send me a fourth print?
No.
Here, hold on. No. Keep showing. I want to go check because I feel like the one you sent me was a fourth print. I'll be right back.
All right. Now the story, I actually did think I found a fourth print earlier this week or last week. But I got it off of a site that I've never purchased off before, and I couldn't see a picture, but I mean, it was cheap, so I took a chance. It arrived. It wasn't as described, but whatever. Okay, so I don't have a fourth print, but this is my original fifth print. This is the one I read as a kid. So I won't be parting with that one. Here's the sixth print. So yeah, after I completed the first 5, I realized it didn't stop there. It continued on. There is a sixth print. So I need the fourth print, otherwise it's complete, right? No. There's a 7th print. I can already tell it's not a fourth print, Tim, because the black lettering at the top.
Okay. Yeah, you had 5th print written on it. I don't know why I was thinking it was 4th. Because I just have this one and the one I had as a kid that my grandma bought me, which is a first print.
Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, no, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. That could have had the black at the top. I guess it would, but yeah. But, okay.
Yeah.
So that's the 7th. And yeah, it keeps going. They've got an 8th printing. And this one, it looks like a newsstand. It's not. It actually does say direct there.
Do you have any of the UK editions, Dave?
No, I've never seen any. All right. Then there is a 9th print. The 10th print is another one that I have yet to find. So I'm still searching for that one.
Squatchy claims that he was just trying to help, but he sure is salty for someone that has no stake in this. Awful sus.
Yep. There's an 11th print.
If he would have been here, we could have had her. If he would have just kept to his word, Squatchy.
11th print. Surely they must be done, right?
We could have whole debates over here while Dave's just showing print after print of this.
There is a 12th print, and this one can be hard to find. So here I'm going to give you guys some tips if you're looking for these. The 12th print is actually somewhat easy to spot because notice that the style just changed. So this is the 11th, and this looks like the others. The 10th print actually has a black bar here. It's easy to spot. I've just never seen it, but you can see how they've changed up the styling now. But the 12th print here is an easier one to spot because of the DC logo. Right there, that's how you know it's an 11th print. Because after that, actually, I think I have the 12th is on the way. I think the 12th has the same little DC logo, and then after that, you've got you could move on to the 13th print. So the 12th I've got in the mail. The 13th print, though, you see it changes to the swirly logo.
This is like the right before New 52-ish logo.
Yep. So again, if you're hunting for these, pay attention to the logos in the corner and the colors. All of that really helps to spot this on eBay, because I can tell you, eBay sellers never list it correctly. I think what they do is they say they must click the sell one like this and never bother changing the description, and they don't realize
it's like the stock image you'll see. Like I found that trying to look for Beatles CDs, and it'll be like, this ain't the real image.
Yep, I've had to contact so many sellers, and in the end, it's never what they say it is, and you know. Okay, so that was the 13th print I just showed. This is the 14th print. You can see we still got the swirly logo.
That's some dedication. This many prints of a trade.
I know. Wow. The 15th print is another ghost. I haven't found it. This is the 16th. Still got the swirly logo. Now, after the and actually there is a 17th print too, and that I also have on the way. The 17th print is on the way.
Yeah, you had in the picture you showed.
Jedi Force even trying to find these. Is he collecting these for real? He's just doing it because I am. Anyway, after the 17th print, okay, which I would show, but like I said, I just found it for the first time today. I contacted a seller. Like I said, it wasn't what he described, but I knew to ask, and I asked, and he's like, actually, it's the 17th. I was like, sold. So, wow. But after that, it gets confusing, and I've finally figured out what happened. So hopefully I can help somebody out there. I believe it was in 2013, or was it 2016? No, I think it was 2013. They decided to switch up the numbering, but it's not clear the way they do it. I guess the way you could consider it is what I just showed was first edition, and what I'm about to show now is second edition. But what really makes it confusing, especially if you're trying to search on eBay, is they restarted the print number. So you remember I said I can't find a fourth print of the first edition? Part of the reason is because the fourth print of the new series, see the New 52 logo?
Yeah.
This is the latest one out, the last one out. So this is the one that everybody has currently for sale. So if you're trying to find the fourth print, you're not going to find it because all that comes up is this, which is, and it took me a while to figure out, why does this say fourth print? I see the New 52 logo, so obviously it didn't come out in the 90s. I knew it wasn't the real fourth print, but that's where I finally found it is a second edition, and I actually just got this today. This is the second print of that second edition. Oh, this is I just found this it was just delivered today. I just discovered it the other day when I ordered it. Up until that day, I have never found any evidence that any of these ever existed. Every single one you come across is this fourth print. I don't know why. But I found this by contacting the seller and asking them to take a picture of the inside page, and he did. And that's how I finally spotted it. So I know they're out there. It's just people are not listing it that way. And I don't know why, but they're not. They're not listing it correctly.
See, I don't think a lot of sellers think of trades as valuable.
Yep.
Like if you're talking about, like, let's say The Killing Joke, that seller is going to tell you exactly what print it is because of how important it is. In some single issue comics, the later prints might be worth more than the first print. You know what I mean? But with trades, it's like, oh, well, this is a trade. Nobody, you know,
and the funny
most
thing is,
people that buy trades are not single issue collectors.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
And the funny thing with these is there doesn't seem to be a difference in the price. Aside from the platinum or that collector's one, they're all like $5 to $10. It doesn't seem affected by the scarcity.
Like what, 25 now or something?
What's that?
I was saying that's a pretty good price because aren't trades like $25 now? Probably
Yeah,
25.
but if you go
for
on
a
eBay,
hard,
you can
20
find
for
any
a
of these
soft.
in the $5 to $10 range, right? It's just a matter that they're hard to find. They're not expensive though. Yeah. But as I went down this search, I started discovering other things that I didn't even know existed, right? That don't quite fall into the same category, but it's still the same story, right? So here's a hardback. And why does it say volume 16? Well, I had some help here.
Oh, it's part of the...
It's part... I don't know if Tim's breaking up or I am, but it's part of the Eaglemoss set. So Eaglemoss has some kind of deal with DC where they put these out in hardback, and this is the Death of Superman one.
I've seen that with some people that are like hardcore trade collectors. Because I asked one, I forget who now. You'll see it makes a big picture, the spines.
They're really nice.
Yeah. So as soon as I saw that spine, I knew what it was.
Yep. And then, you know, they did come out with a movie, the animated movie, right? And so they re-released it in hardback. This is still sealed, but this comes with the DVD and Blu-ray.
Have you, by chance, do you have an open one of that? Maybe that's one of the first or third prints or whatever from the second volume?
Nope, because this is hardback.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you remember that image I showed of the stuff coming on eBay, there was another one of these on there. The only difference is that the top here isn't blue, it's white. Huh. It's different. It's a variant though, so it's on. I ordered it and it's on the way. As far as I know, there's nothing else different about it other than that color. Okay, let's keep going.
By chance, have you ever looked to see if there's like an absolute?
What do you mean?
Like a lot of these trades will have an absolute edition, which is like a big giant ultimate edition with all kinds of extras. It's like the top trade they make, the top kind of version of a trade. You know what I mean? They're called absolute editions.
I've never seen that. I don't know. I'll look. Okay, so I said I only had a handful of trades as a kid, right? Death of Superman being one of them. This was another one. This is mine from when I was a kid. This is how I read the story. Because I think even back then I knew for that collection, I didn't want to actually open the books. So I was reading it as a trade, which is something I never did. This is the only thing I did this with. I don't know why.
That's why my grandma got me a trade, because she didn't want me reading the book. Because back then, part of that whole craze was, this is your college. This is...
Yeah. So this is not the death. This is, of course, is the funeral for a friend. So this is
Yeah,
the first print.
omnibus.
We'll
That's
get
the
to
word I
that.
was
We'll
looking
get
for.
to that, Russ. Russ is trying to rush me. You see that?
No, we were talking about I was trying to describe an
I'm
absolute.
joking.
Yeah.
I'm joking. Oh, I see. Oh, he's saying the absolute's like an omnibus. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the definitive, fancy, hardcover edition of a trade. You know, like the Cadillac of a trade.
Well, maybe that's like that 30th anniversary that they just came out, right?
Well, I mean, they've been doing them for a while. I was just wondering if they had made one.
Okay.
Because I've never researched the trades of Superman.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Russ, congratulations, man. I saw that achievement. That was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy how quick you've dropped it.
I don't even know how long it's been now, but yeah. Okay. So just as with Death, Funeral for a Friend also came out with a collector's edition. So this one's still sealed. And this one, Tim, was it you that sent me this one time? Or maybe I sent it to you?
What?
I'm trying to see where it says. Am I wrong? No, this is. Well, it doesn't say, but on the book, there's a comic book included with this too, and it's the Superman Gallery book.
I think you sent me one.
I may have, and
I believe when I got it, I thought I didn't need it, but there's something different about the one you sent me.
Second print. This is the second print of Superman Gallery.
Yeah,
only comes with this.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. Now that we talk about it a second, that's what it was. Because I'm like, oh, I have this, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is different. So I had to look it up. I had no idea.
That's where it comes from.
That's awesome.
So okay, and then came out with a third print, but you can see they switched up with the swirly logo. So this is it. There's only 3. Funeral for a Friend, or World Without a Superman, as they called it. They didn't go crazy on that one, fortunately. Unfortunately, they did go crazy on Return of Superman, which is the Reign of Superman story. Look at this thing. This thing's thick.
Yeah, so if they made
first print,
if they made an absolute, I bet you there's definitely an omnibus. But if they made an absolute, I bet it would have all 3 of those together.
Yeah. Yep. I'll get to that. So this is the first print, and look how thick it is, because now this one here is the 4th print. Same cover, right? But look at the difference in thickness. Is that coming through?
Yeah.
So clearly the paper must have changed as the years went on, you know? So that's one way too. If you're looking for these, you can kind of spot the difference. Look at the thickness of them too.
Now we're getting into a part of a story that ties in with Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Huge.
That's what got me into Green Lantern. Green Lantern 46.
Yeah, the huge importance on Green Lantern as well.
Yep. Now I only have 3 of these Return of Superman. What's really strange is the 8th print is the thickest of all of them. So it got really big again. I don't know why. Don't flip that. But this is the 8th print. So you can see I still have a lot of work. I only have the 1st, the 4th, and the 8th. I still need to get the rest of these. You know, as I was saying it, I was like, shoot, I know who's in this chat. They're just going to pick that apart.
I was wondering if you were going to show off the other Death books. I brought mine along. I'll just show one off here. I went out of my way to get this. Oh, nice. I have a second print that I had because weirdly enough, looking through my collection, I think I found the entire Death of Superman, like a secondary set. Because like these boxes, you see, these are full runs. I don't pull those books out. So I have a full run of Superman, and my Doomsday, I believe, is a second print. So I do want to track down a first one. But I thought this was the coolest one to have, the DC logo.
Yep.
It's probably the more valuable of all the Doomsday ones. Because it seems like a first print's only like $15 or $20.
Yeah. No, the DC logo that's the 5th print, I believe, is the most
Yeah.
valuable. Okay, so we're almost done with the trades. But do I have these out of order? Oh yeah. In 2016, they came out with a whole new set. This time it's different. They have broken up the trades. The 3 trades we saw before have now been broken up 5 ways. Same books, but broken up 5 ways.
So they make more money.
Yeah. So this is the first of the 5. This is the Death. This is the 2016. The top here is very different than the other stuff we saw, so that's how you can tell it's different. Also, the side is very different. Okay. All right. Next, we've got Funeral for a Friend. The other one was called World Without a Superman. So now they've got True Funeral for a Friend. We then get, instead of Return of Superman, we get Reign of Superman. And some of these I think I got when I was out with Magic Lasso at his shop. Then we get Return of Superman. So it goes Reign and then Return. Whereas I think in the older one, they just combined it all. And then this one's kind of cool because...
Is the 5th one just Mullet Superman?
No, they added an extra story. Can you guess which one?
The Wedding? I don't know.
Superman
I remember
Doomsday.
now. I
Hunter
remember you talking
Prey.
about this. Yeah.
So this is that was a 3-part story, was it? I believe.
Yeah, the Hunter Prey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this new volume includes that, which I like. I think that makes a lot of sense because when you finish the Death of Superman all through the Funeral and the Return, you are still left with a question of what the heck is Doomsday, right?
You see, like back, a lot of people come into collecting nowadays, right? And you see Doomsday all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know some time passed, and that was just the second encounter of Superman and Doomsday. Yeah, where you get more info and all of that. Like, that was a pretty big deal when it came out, and now you just see them in dollar bins and don't know.
Yeah, this is a huge deal because this tells you where Doomsday came from. It tells you what his powers really are and just what Superman was up against.
Yep.
And it's their second battle, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, after that, it's just like any comic company, Doomsday's everywhere. You know what I mean?
Well,
but that was a big deal.
You're right. I mean, he was everywhere. In fact, then they came out with the Doomsday Wars.
Yep. Which was like a sequel to that last one, but not really.
Yep.
Yep.
So, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now, then they also had. You have to remember that this story, they told in different ways, right? So we talked about the 30th anniversary and the 4 new stories that kind of told things about that day, around the events. Well, there's another book like that too. It's called Superman Day of Doom.
Yeah. I told you about this one. I was so disappointed when I found out this existed and tracked it down because I was expecting almost like a Hunter Prey type story. And this is different. It's like, I think you probably read this before me, Dave. If you want to describe it, you probably do a better job.
I believe this is the one that's about like from the
it's like a cub reporter.
Yeah, the reporter's point of view of
and
that.
And it's basically him going and talking to Jimmy Olsen or like a random guy whose car got crushed. And, it's like an anniversary retelling from a third perspective to a guy who wasn't there kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
which is fine. It just disappointed me because I thought it was a new Superman versus Doomsday book.
yeah. But you know what, Tim? If you want to keep your floppies in pristine shape, but you want to read the book again, there's a trade.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
All right, so I'll go through some of these other cool ones real quick. From 1995, there was a one-shot, Doomsday Year One.
Yep. Weirdly enough, just if you want to collect Doomsday comics, there's just this one random one from back then.
There's also the DC Comics Presents one-shot, Superman vs. Doomsday 100-page spectacular.
Yep. Those DC Presents don't get confused with the old series, which was a Superman team-up book.
Yep.
They were basically all reprints.
Yep.
There's a whole bunch of them out there for everything you could think of.
Yep. And then there's yet another telling of this story from another perspective, Dead Man's perspective. In Dead Again, number 3.
I thought you were gonna go Dark Multiverse.
Yeah. You know what? I forgot to get that one out, but you're right. There is one, isn't there?
Yeah, that's what I thought you were about to pull up, the Tales from the Dark Multiverse. Basically, that story and the multiverse
I actually
that Batman
forgot
Who
to
Laughs.
pull that one. Yeah. Let's go through these real quick, and we'll come back to that day. But this one, man, I really love these. It's not the best story in the world, but I love these books because these are the books that actually got me back into collecting. I was in a mall with my wife, and there was a comic book store, and I walked in, and I saw this sitting there on the shelf, and I thought, they're still doing Doomsday? And that's what got me back into collecting. It was this book right here. Action Comics number 901, the start of Reign of the Doomsdays. Here's 902 and 903.
Back then, these are the books right before New 52, right?
Mm-hmm.
That Doomsday story, and I think it was Action. I might be wrong, but Lex Luthor had a full run to himself when Superman was on New Krypton. Like all the Superman books.
Talking about Rebirth.
No,
right?
No. There was a whole Lex Luthor, like right before New 52.
Yes.
Superman went to New Krypton, so all his books were other people, and Lex Luthor had one of the best runs ever for his character. Yeah. And then I think it was just prior to the books you showed.
It was because he cloned Doomsday in that story, and then there was a bunch of Doomsdays.
You see Orange Lantern, Lantern Luthor again. You see Vandal Savage. I mean, such a good story if you love Superman and his surrounding cast. Check out that time.
Yep. Now, as I just alluded in Rebirth, we got some more Doomsday. He came back in this Path of Doomsday story, or Path of Doom. This is just a fun little one-off that I found. Doomsday Rex.
Oh yeah. Well, that's just.
Is this related?
That's
like
like the original Superman became Adventures of Superman and then went back to Superman. That's just an issue in that. But I believe if you look at the top, it's a tie-in to Joker's Last Laugh.
Yep.
So every title has one of those issues, and you basically see someone Jokerized. And it looks like it's Crypto in that one.
Okay.
All right. Not Crypto, Doomsday.
Doomsday, yeah.
Jokerized Doomsday.
Yep. Then in, I guess this was New 52, we had Superman Doomed.
Now, see, I'm a little confused on that. I believe there's a one-shot and then an actual mini, too. There's 2 different volumes of Doomed.
Oh, I'll get to that. So this is Superman Doomed number 1. And then this is the variant.
Oh, wow. I hadn't even seen that before.
I like that one better than the original, actually.
Yeah, that's
issue number 2. So basically, like I think it's like the Doomsday virus or something, right? Like it's infecting.
This is when the New 52 Superman died, like part of that.
Yep.
I don't think he dies in the story, but it's a huge contributor in what eventually kills him.
Mm-hmm. And there was tie-ins in Supergirl, in Superman, Wonder Woman.
Oh.
There
Man,
was
New
a couple.
52, I bet there's like a bajillion variants to each one of these.
Don't tell me that, Tim.
Because remember, New 52 had theme months every month?
Yeah. But yeah, you can see, and then the aftermath. So I mean, they definitely. And then the annual.
Yep.
So yeah, and then Tim, you know, there's trades.
Yeah. Yep. I might actually have those trades because I
Yep.
collected New 52 and Rebirth as trades first.
All right, so oops. Let's get to what you were just talking about. You were talking about the mini. I actually don't have the full set. I need to complete it. I've only got
Neither
issues
do
2
I.
and 3.
When you started collecting it, I was looking at it, and that's when I realized I have like a 1, 2, 3, 4. But I think I have the one you have, not the one that goes to that. Yeah.
So I've got 2 and 3. I need to finish this. I believe it is a 6-part story. Basically,
Wow.
this is a new character. This is not Doomsday. It's like a regular guy, but he was infected by the Doomsday virus, and he becomes doomed.
Okay.
So
See, now you just make me want to track that down.
yeah, and a
For
story
the
you don't
long,
know.
I thought it was 4 issues. For the longest time, I thought I had a set, and then realized I had 2 different Dooms. So
Yeah. All right. So again, they told this story from different angles, right? So here, the death of Superman, the wake. Do you have that one, Tim? It's a trade.
no,
You
I
don't
only
have this?
have
It's a original story.
Death of Superman: The Wake. No, I've
Yeah.
never heard of that.
You need to get that.
Now I'm be tracking it
Untold
down.
stories from the biggest Superman event ever. Yeah, this is another one where they told additional stories around
Okay.
his death.
See, something I always say, and I love stuff like that. There's so many things that you think is just a trade, right? But it's really an all new original story. But like answering Rad Rad, I only have a few random things that are foreign.
Yeah, me too.
Most of them are like expensive books that you get cheaper that way. Like
Now, this is a book. This next one is one that you will find in dollar bins everywhere. The problem is it's a square bound, so to find it in good condition can be difficult. But that is, again, goes along with all this story. The Legacy of Superman #1. It's a one shot.
I do have
Correct.
that one. Oh wow,
Tim, there is a newsstand.
wow.
Hold on. There's also a second print.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, see the color of the logo is different too.
Yeah.
So, okay. But there's more stories around this event. There's also a one shot called Supergirl and Team Luthor.
Yeah.
Newsstand direct.
Wow.
Nice, huh?
I do have those last 2 one shots.
Okay, how about another story? Superman Doomsday Battle. It is a comic book, but you could not buy this at, off the shelf. This only came with a toy. This is Superman, the Man of Steel.
See, I have that one, but I don't have the one you was pointing out to me the other day that the one seller had.
So what I just showed is its own like unique thing. Where is
Dave's room is just covered in Superman and glitter right now.
It is. It's a mess, an absolute mess. I had it, and now I must not have pulled it. I know I had it. Well, okay. That's
Yeah.
frustrating.
Yeah, it came with a toy, and there's another one that came with a toy is what he's looking for right now.
There is, and I had it. I have the toy. I have the book in the packaging with the toy. I don't know where it is. I'll try to find it here in a minute. The other one though is let me pull that. That is a Man of Steel 19, I believe. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So okay. So the Man of Steel number 19, you know, right? This is the direct. We got the newsstand. We got the second print. We got the third print, DC logo.
Oh, wow.
There's another one, though, and that is this. This is a Man of Steel 19. It does not say so, but it is. This only came with a toy. I don't have this one. It's been on my eBay list for a while. It's easy to get, but you
That's
can
the one
find.
I was talking about.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So that is a reprint of Man of Steel 19, whereas that other book is completely unique. And
it's not that big either. It's only like 5 or 8 pages or something.
It's staring right here. Duh, I'm an idiot. I was looking at it the whole time. There it is.
Yeah. I know Russ has a bunch of that kind of toy. Like what is that line. I don't have, the only thing I have, I'll grab it real quick. I have one toy from that line. I saw Brad, the DCU geek, do a thing on this.
Nice.
And had to have it.
Yep.
I haven't opened it. Or have I? No, I haven't opened it. I just thought this was so cool, and it was only like $15 or something.
Yep. I need like 1 or 2 more. There's actually one in that set that is a bit of an exclusive or a variant, right?
Yeah, it's one of the Supermen, right? It was like a con exclusive or something.
It's the metallic steel.
Oh wow! I think there's
so the normal steel comes in a smaller package and is not all metallic like that.
Because Russ was doing a video on these right around the time I bought this, and was asking for like one of the Supermen, and it was a con exclusive. Is that it? Russ might remember.
Might be. These are the.
Maybe the Eradicator.
No, they don't have an Eradicator. Well,
that might be the
one.
That,
maybe what you're. So this is the deluxe. You can see it says deluxe. Maybe there is another con exclusive. I don't know. You give me something to look for.
Yeah, but, I think that's what it is. Is the Eradicator came in a con?
Oh, okay.
So
don't forget the Eradicator. I want to come back to him at the end. Okay.
Okay.
Russ is saying it was the Eradicator. Awesome. It was a mail-in. I need to look for that now. Okay. All right. I want to come back to something I Collect a Lot said earlier. He mentioned that we're trading cards.
Yeah.
I've got a box still sealed here of the Skybox trading cards.
Wow.
And not only that, if you got the whole box, I think it was like a 1 per store like promotion. I still have the sky caps on the card.
Oh wow! Who remembers Pogs?
Right.
That's pretty cool.
All right. So what else we got? So I'm not gonna lie. Part of the reason my room is a mess right now, is because I'm having like an anxious fit because I cannot find what's probably my favorite action figure toy ever, and that is my DC Icons Superman versus Doomsday. I've shown it on the channel. I know I've shown it on Fanboys before. I've shown it many times. I've said this is my favorite toy. I love this thing. Dude, I can't find it. I have no idea what I did with it. I've gone through everything.
Like, people might be like, how could you not find a toy? I'm not joking. The entire volume 1 of Batman and the Outsiders, it's like 40-50 books.
Yeah.
I lost that for over a year.
Isn't that crazy how it happens?
Like, I mean,
and the thing is, I seem to remember putting it somewhere different than where it should go and thinking I'll find it later. And now I don't know where that is.
Yeah. That's either you're a really lucky person or you took it too far when you can't find things in your collection.
Man. So, yeah. But I'm not going to go through all the polys. It will take too long. Maybe I'll show a few here in a moment, but I want to show some of the other cool stuff that goes around all of this, right? So we mentioned the movie, right? And the Blu-ray I showed earlier. You can also get it this way, and it comes with steel.
Oh, wow. Well, I know there's, like, the very first animated film they made was Death, and then they did it again and did a Reign of Superman too.
Yeah, so the first one also comes out with a collector's edition like this with Superman in there. I ordered it and it never arrived, and I've never gone back and repurchased it, but I plan to. I want to get the other one like this. This one was the re-release when they came out with both of them together. So this is the Death and the Return.
Okay.
So if you get the one with the Superman action figure, that's just Death, I believe. The one with Steel has both. So Obviously I want both. Okay, also something from when I was a kid. I was obsessed with this story ever since I was a kid. And that meant I had to read the book too. This is the hardback. And this is the copy I had as a kid.
Does that come in direct in newsstand too?
Well, no. But Tim, it comes in hardback and softback.
See, I have lost.
It's
probably, I have one of those somewhere. It's probably in the basement. I never kept it with my comics, and seeing this makes me wish I would have.
It's a great story. It's really good. Yeah.
I have the Nightfall.
I do too. Yeah.
As a trade, or not a trade, as a book too.
Yep, the novel. That one was good too, but not nearly as good as the Superman one. That one was a lot better. All right, guys. Oh, it is heavy. Okay.
Newsboy stuff.
You guys were asking about the omnibus. So there are 4 printings of the omnibus, and they aren't cheap. I only have one of them, and that is the most recent. This is the 4th print omnibus.
See, I'm willing to bet
everything. It is hardback and it is heavy.
I'm willing to bet if they have that, I bet you if you look up Absolute, you'll find Death of Superman Absolute editions.
I'll look. And this one's still sealed too.
See, okay. I almost said this and didn't want to appear stupid. That's the one I have. The smaller mass market paperback.
Oh.
That's the one I have somewhere around here.
Okay. Thank you, Retro. I appreciate that. I will be on the lookout now. Yeah. I mean, you're never done, right? Because every time you think you're done, some jackass comes by and tells you, hey, did you know there's a newsstand of that too? Yeah. Okay.
Does the Omni have fold-out pages? Have the fold-out page?
Well, I showed you. Mine's still sealed. I don't know. So this is something that's kind of cool. It's in bad shape, but I had to keep this. So you know those DC Universe logos that everybody's chasing after? They came in multi-packs, right?
Yeah.
I have one of the original multi-packs for Funeral for a Friend here.
Oh, wow.
So it's been opened, of course, but I thought it was cool. Why not save it, right?
Yeah, that's real neat.
They're not making any more. So, all right. Let's see. You know what? If you want to see all, so I have, I've got another short box here with all of my Action Comics, Adventure Comics, Superman, and Man of Steel, covering the from the first cameo all the way through the end of the story, and it includes the annuals, um, and I've got the direct, the newsstand, first, second, all of the prints for them, for almost every single book in that series, right? If it's polyed, I got it poly. Save for a very small handful. I think I'm actually down to like 6 books or something to complete the whole collection. The problem is those books that I need to complete, 2 of them are annual newsstands. They're easy. I just haven't
Did,
wanted to
did
pay the shipping, so I've been trying to find them in person. But
you have any of the stamps from back then?
no, I did hear about those. I know that's on my list too. We'll talk about some of the things I don't have. But the some of the books that I still need are those super expensive ones, like $300 books. The DC Universe logos. There's
Yeah.
2 of them. There's one where I think he's flying over a cornfield or a wheat field, and I think the one with Supergirl are very expensive. And so obviously
Yeah.
I need
Copy 801's trying to get those Supergirl ones too.
yeah,
He's a
yeah.
huge Supergirl
I
guy.
almost got one the other day, but I'm trying to be disciplined, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. So before we wrap this up and get to all the fun, I've shown all the cool stuff. I think, like I said, I'm not going to go through all the individuals. If you want to see those, you can go check out my playlist on YouTube. I think I've shown you all the really kind of unique stuff here, aside from the action figure I couldn't find. Um, what am I looking for? I'm looking for something that I wanted to show. Oh, these. You know, you got to have your Superman pop to go with the collection too, right? So obviously they've got a lot of these. I like the specialty series one with him flying. There you go.
I have
And
this. I have that specialty one somewhere too.
they do not have a Doomsday pop, not like from the comics. They've got a really trashy one
Yeah.
from the movie,
Yeah.
which like I've just refused to buy so far. I will one day, I know, because it's Doomsday, but I've been stubborn so far because I hated the movie so much. But I did find one other Doomsday pop, and I think it's kind of cool. It's not exactly from the comics, it's from the video game Injustice. But it's a Walgreens exclusive. It's the most true to form Doomsday. It's much better than that movie one. The difference,
Yeah.
you can't, let's see, maybe I can, oops, you can see it here better. His outfit isn't quite right. He's more like military style or something.
You know what you need to track down? And since you already have a big selection of this line of figures, hold on.
Okay.
So DC Universe Classics would have Build-A-Figure waves. One of the Build-A-Figures is the Doomsday from Death of Superman.
Wow.
It's the actual one from, like, as close as you're going to get. And I think somewhere there's a version of him. It may be like a DC Direct or the Signature series or whatever they did of him in the green suit.
Yeah, so that I have almost pulled the trigger on several times. I've got it on my watch list. That is the collector's version exclusive or something. It comes in like a black box with this logo. Yeah. There's also something I've been looking at, a Fossil watch, which is really cool. That came out. And of course, I wanted to have that Cyborg Superman pop, that the San Diego Comic Con one here today. I'm so annoyed with that seller. He didn't send it until after it was like 8 days. I contacted him because I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. Like I don't like to bug him. I'm like maybe I'd go to a warehouse or something to get it. But after 8 days,
I've seen some small businesses that have a ship day, which I don't necessarily agree with, but I understand.
I don't either. But okay,
I give you 7 days. It's 7 days. I want it. Either you're telling me it's going to ship tomorrow, or I'm going to get a refund.
Yeah,
it's 7 days, 8 days. It's just too long. Like
it is
ridiculous
to not even ship it. And I had to contact him, and then it took me prodding where he's like, okay, I shipped it now. It's like, what?
Yep.
But Tim, I'm going to do something really mean to you right now. Are you ready?
I'm used to
it. Okay. I know you like action figures. I know that you like Death of Superman. I know that you like rare, limited things, right?
Sure.
And I know that you like foil. What if I were to put all of those things into one?
What is it?
The Eradicator.
Oh wow, is that what do they call it?
NFT pop.
Yeah, NFT, yeah.
It's foil. I don't know if you can tell.
Wow.
But yeah, and it's limited to 50 pieces.
What's crazy is the McFarlane is putting these figures out, the Death of Superman. They're not limited or nothing, and you can't find an Eradicator. I mean, that thing was sold out day one everywhere.
McFarlane put out an Eradicator?
Yeah.
Oh, you told me about this, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's out yet, but they're
Wait,
doing.
was that the thing I pre-ordered?
Superboy from back then.
You had me pre-order something.
The thing I think I told you about was the new 2-pack of Superman vs. Doomsday.
Okay, there's another one then.
Yeah, I think that's what you went and pre-ordered when because I think it was actually Russ or Retrotigo, maybe both of them, sent it to me, and then I sent it to you.
It never ends. It never ends. Oh man. Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, even the figures, like I said, the McFarlane ain't even limited. You can't find those things. You're going to pay $40. Those are $20 figures. You're going to pay $30 to $50 to get them off eBay if you want them.
Wow. When did they come out? Recently?
In the last, I want to say, year.
Huh.
Maybe 6 months, somewhere in that period. I don't even know if the Steel and Superboy are out yet.
Okay.
The Superboy might be, but the Steel might be an exclusive somewhere, which is why I might not be thinking it's out yet. Like it's
There's a couple other action figure sets with all 4 of them that are really neat. And then there's one from that one company. They go for like $200 a figure. It's ridiculous, like brand new.
Yeah, like the top of the line figure. Yeah. I forget what it's called, like Mezco and Hot Toys and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That annoys me.
Yeah, I've looked at those figures too, and it's like if you buy one, you're gonna want to. That's all you're gonna want to collect then, and it's way too expensive.
Yep. All right. So what are we doing now?
Well, if you're done showing that, I don't know if you want to do the mystery box or save it for fanboys.
Let's do it for fanboys because honestly, I have enough for 2, and I was gonna kind of put them together with you here, so I don't think we have enough time. So let's redirect everybody to fanboys this Sunday evening on my channel. That's kind of how we did the last giveaway too, so I think it makes sense that way. So yes, I have enough for 2 Death of Superman mystery boxes. John from John's Comics with Kids won the Green Lantern one.
Oh, cool!
It's the same thing with that box, right? You see what I'm collecting, and as you go through and try to collect these things, you inevitably get lots of duplicates. And so throughout this process, I have gotten a ton of duplicates, and
that's how I got some of my Dave sent me a box of duplicates way back when.
Yeah. So, I'm not going to try to resell these or anything. I want to give them back to the community. And I'm telling you exactly what's in it because I don't want it to go to somebody that's not going to appreciate it. If you love the death of Superman, then definitely check out Fanboys this Sunday and sign up for the giveaway. But like, here's an example. Like, I got second prints. This is the one, the DC Universe is so expensive. But yeah, I mean, they're here's that Supergirl we were talking about.
Yeah. There's two different, I think, copies looking for the one where it's like the Action 1 homage. Fanboy Prime that was in here, the one you just showed, he has the DCU.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to go through it all, but
there's that too.
Some of the trades that I showed, I've gotten some duplicates of those. So, again, it's just going to be a Death of Superman box. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy in there. But if you would appreciate it, then I would really love to send it to somebody in the community. All right.
Yeah, I think anyone that tuned in got to see 2 epic Superman 75 collections. Between the two of us, you saw every print of that book known to exist. And then with Dave, you saw almost every other Death of Superman related thing. So definitely a cool stream. And I think our friendly rivalry on this ended on a good note because at the end of the day, we're all going to have complete collections. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Well, and that was one thing I kept saying. And actually, you know what? I would like to take us all the way back to the beginning and remind us all of one thing. This all started because I was just trying to help.
See, I think the truth was you knew you got me with the foils, so you was trying to help me into this addiction too. So, like I said, I'm going to have the Dark Squirrel sticker you sent me is going to go on a short box. It's just going to be foil books and Superman 75 related books, just the whole short box.
Yep.
So,
no, this was a lot of fun. We learned a lot. It caused us to go and complete some collections or fill them out some more. And
imagine if one of us finds a Chromium Millennium one day. It's always going to be an urban legend until we get concrete proof of what they made and didn't make.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, so, I want to thank everyone that watched, everyone that watches on replay. Definitely, I have a link to Fu in the bottom. Go check him out. Check out his comic finds. You'll see him collecting all of this stuff. And then, like he was saying, come to Fanboys on his channel this Sunday, and you have a chance to win some of these Death of Superman books for yourself.
And don't go anywhere, guys. I have a few more things left tonight.
Okay. I'm sorry. I thought we was no, I thought we was going off.
Hey, we did promise people one thing, right?
What's that?
There we go.
See, I thought that just shows how bad we planned this. I thought the glittering, if someone got glittering, was going to be a second show.
I'm going light because I got my books all around me. So there you go, everyone. Man of my word.
That's probably just leftover.
No, it is. I totally grabbed it out of the box from the other day.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to buy glitter. Are you nuts? As soon as I found out we had to go buy glitter, I was like, no, I don't think I'm gonna. I think somebody's going to deliver it to me before. That was right.
Well, like I didn't even buy glitter because I thought it was, like I said, if we did go through with it. And once Squatchy sort of rage quit, glitter kind of went out the window.
Rad, you want bonus content? I got bonus content for you. You ready? So, Tim, there's something you don't know about. While all of this was happening, right? I already moved on to the next thing.
What's that?
Ready for me to torture you?
Sure.
I showed you that Eradicator, right? There's also a Parallax.
Oh, wow. There's a
limited to 4250 pieces.
There's a Kyle I know.
There is?
Yeah. There's
No.
of the NFT ones.
No.
Oh, there we go.
Hey Tim, I got a Kyle Rayner foil that you don't.
See, that's one thing you won't get me on because I like
come
pops,
on.
but I'm not like a collector of pops. So you won't get me on that one.
It's Kyle.
Yeah.
See the foil?
I didn't even buy the new Kyle McFarlane Vig because I already have two
Really?
perfect ones.
Oh.
I have his
come
original
on.
suit.
Are you
DC
guys hearing
multiverse,
this? He's outing himself. This isn't the Green Lantern collector.
and then I have
This
his
is
really
why we
cool.
voted him off fanboys. Oh,
Yeah.
I just outed the secret, didn't I? Oh, sorry.
Sure. Is that all the
No,
surprises we got here?
that's all the surprises I got.
All right. Well, I want to thank everyone for watching. Definitely appreciate it. Just remember that we could have had a definitive winner if Squatchy hadn't rage quit like a child. So definitely hit him up on Instagram. Tell him to keep his word, quit changing his mind. And yeah, I think if anything, we need to give Fu credit because he is motivating people and inspiring people with his collecting. So I'll admit it.
You know, I do have one question, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
Had you lost, I'm just curious. Can you show the chat which color of glitter you purchased?
No, like I said, I thought we were going to do a second stream for that. So I hadn't purchased glitter.
You see that? You see that, everyone? He showed up without glitter. All right. All right.
No. Plus, if we would have stuck to the rules, I did technically win.
You did. I glittered myself.
With the foil beats the poly bag.
Everyone witnessed the truth, Tim. But you guys saw he didn't even show up with glitter.
Yeah, but you only showed up with glitter because the entire internet conspired against you.
Hey! Glittered twice in 1 week.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're gonna call it wraps on that. We'll see y'all later. Definitely check out Fanboys Sunday.
Yes, come for the giveaway.